Well, it's been 4 years since they were here last, but the Americans are back in town. We're welcoming the USA Dream Team tonight for this evening's 4-team challenge here at Central Park. The Kentslide Kings taking on the USA Dream Team, the Lakeside Hammers and the Kent Code Kestrels. Good weather, set fair for a good bit of racing this evening. Let's go into the pits and have a word with one or two of the riders. Joining me now is former Ipswich Witch, Gino Manzares. Gino, good to see you back in these shores.
Yeah, it feels good to be back.
Got any plans to come back over permanently?
Yeah, I'm trying really hard. Last year I finished fourth in the AMA National Series, so it gave me a visa for 2 years. So this year and next year, I asked Chris about this year to coming back, but unfortunately I wasn't in the plans, and with averages and how the team is now, so it's nothing to complain about.
And this tour, you rode at Mildenhall yesterday. How did that go?
Yeah, pretty good. I think I dropped a point, so gotta try to make the most of it. Never been here, never seen it, but it looks like a fun little track.
And also looking forward to the World Cup with the USA or at Kings Lynn on Saturday. Thoughts going into that?
It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a young side, and then missing Greg's going to be a big blow, but if we can get to the race off, that's going to be one heck of an accomplishment, and then anything from there is a bonus.
And how's your season going back home in the US?
Actually really good. Had a couple meetings, couple burps, but hey, that's Speedway. But other than that, everything's going good and feeling confident.
And how do the tracks compare with here to home?
Front side and back side. So a night and day difference. And it's one of those things that it's tight racing and it's really Gators paradise back home, and it looks like tonight's going to be one of those nights.
Cheers for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
He's normally a king, but he's a Kestrel tonight. Nathan Stoneman, how's it going?
Yeah, slowly getting there. Still in a lot of pain in my ribs, but just trying to rest it as and when I can and try and deal with it, basically. You just got to ride through the pain barrier, haven't you?
Is it still the injury from the start of the season, or is this a new one?
No, this one here was from Lakeside when Jack ran me over after Alfie Botel put me through the fence. So yeah, that one there was a meeting to forget, but it is what it is, isn't it? You just got to get on with it. So.
Yeah, you just can't trust your teammates, but he's different teams tonight.
Well, yeah, that is it, but then you could look at it another way. He's on another team, so he might wipe me out even more. No, it was one of them things, you know. I fell off in front of him. He had nowhere to go, you know. I can't complain. I can't moan at anybody, and technically it was my own fault. He was just unfortunate to be right there and run me over.
And how's the season going as a whole?
Not as good as I want it to, but not as bad as it could be. A lot more things could go wrong and make it a lot worse, but it is what it is.
And you only came back to sport last season after a little break away. How's it going being a heat leader now?
Yeah, it's a different ball game, but you race against the same riders. You know, you all race on the same track. You've just got to get on and do it, and you're just riding at a different number and going out in different heats. That's the way to look at it, and that's the way I'm trying to look at it, because I'm trying to score points.
And looking ahead to tonight, we've got the Americans in town. How's your thoughts going into it?
They're bloody good riders. Simple as that. I rode against them yesterday at Mildenhall, and I think every single one of them touch a tape to come off 15 metres, and they all at least manage to get a point, so they'll never give up, even if it is just for a point, you know. But yeah, Kent riders are obviously good round here. You've got some good away riders coming in. It's a challenge match. We're all here to try a few different things, try and get a decent setup for my actual meetings as such, you know. So it's more of a practice meeting for me, and the way I'm looking at it, if you know what I mean. But I'm still here to score points and still here to have fun. So.
Just a word about the boys down on the Isle of Wight on Thursday. You had a cracking ride in particular before it went a bit wrong on the first bend. But what happened there?
Yeah, well, Isle of Wight, I rode it at the start of the season, but it seems to be getting worse and worse over there now. It's a bit. I should have turned up my motocross bike, but it was one of them things. We were unlucky to lose Liam in the first one. I reckon if we did have a number one throughout the whole of the meeting, we would have definitely won it, because it weren't like we were all doing terrible, if you know what I mean. I finally pulled my finger out after my first one. You know, my first one was a bit very sore, and I just thought, well, I've got to get on and try and ride it. And I just literally tried to ride the smoothest line that I knew, and that was on the fence. So I managed to build up a bit of speed. I got past Ben Wilson for a split second, and then we touched handlebars going down the straight, and unsettled me going in. Once you're unsettled on a bumpy track, it's hard to regain, sort of thing, especially with the speeds we were going at. And yeah, it just caught me out. I clipped the fence and I come down, but luckily I was alright. He was alright. Everyone else was alright. Kelsey and Liam seemed to walk away from it. I don't know what the serious extent of it is, if there is any, but hopefully they're all alright after the outcome. So.
Well, Kelsey rode yesterday at Lakeside, but yeah, that was a nasty crash with those two, and Kelsey didn't half fly.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, it was just one of them meetings, or one of them accidents, It seemed to come out of nowhere. Like, obviously everyone's there to race. They raced into the corner, unfortunately got tangled up. Reasoning behind it, can't exactly say, but they both got caught up and both went in the fence. And, everyone thought that's a nasty one, but fair play to them for both getting up and walking away from it. They're obviously a lot stronger than people make out to be, but yeah, the main thing is they're both alright.
Cheers for joining us. Good luck tonight.
Cheers, mate.
It was good to hear from Nathan and Gino there. Sadly, the Kent side now weakened by the loss of the two Lukes. We send our very best wishes to them. Let's go up to Steve Girdwood for the commentary.
Well, thanks for that, Glenn. And just ahead of tonight's meeting, you can see Glenn out in the centre, and he's got taking a party of people out to honour Andy Ray, who was very much part of the Speedway here at Kent. He very much loved supporter of Kent Speedway, and he was hugely valued, much respected member of the track staff here as well. And there are his family, some of the members of his family, and they've come out to honour Andy, and we're going to have a minute's silence fairly soon, I believe, in memory of Andy. So just wait for that to take place ahead of this 14 tournament between the Kent Slide Kings, the USA Dream Team, the Lakeside Hammers, and the Kent Code Kestrels.
Rolling.
Well, here are some of Andy's colleagues, of course, who form the track staff here at Kent. And so we know that he's very sadly missed by all these members and many supporters as well. So they're going to come out and pay their respects. And the riders to our left are out on track as well. Here they come, this Transatlantic 14 Challenge. And so here they come. We've just had a few words with Chris Gay, who's the referee here this evening. And he was saying that it was a terrific meeting yesterday afternoon at Mildenhall, a 14 tournament, where the USA Dream Team came out on top. And they said the racing was absolutely superb. So let's hope for plenty more of that this evening. And, we're waiting for Carl. Is Carl Rushford there to introduce the teams? Yes, there he is. And let's go down and join him for those introductions.
Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, before we get on with the parade or the presentation of the riders, it's a sad moment now because we remember our friend Andy Ray, who passed away last month very suddenly. Andy was a very trusted and reliable and regular, in fact from the very, very beginning here, member of the track staff, and his family are here today. That's his widow Doreen, his daughter Sarah, Jason, who's his son, partners, and his partner Claire, and their children Georgia and Matthew, and Tristan, that's his other son, his partner Marcia, and their daughters Amelia Rose and Lola Grace. So we'll now have, you can stand up please, 2-minute silence to remember our friend Andy Ray. Well, thank you very much. Right, another thing that's unusual today, of course we have an international team here, so before we get underway with the presenting the riders to you, as a mark of respect to our visitors from the USA, we're going to have the national anthem. So, you want to stand again? The American national anthem. Right, thank you very much, and I'll hand over to Carl to present the riders.
Okay, thank you, Derek. Okay, so we welcome you on a lovely sunny evening down at Kent. So, let's get this evening underway. Let's give Andy an evening that I know he'll be proud of. So, let's go through the rider lineups. Starting with the Kent Code Kestrels. Rider number 1, Nathan Stoneman. Rider number 2, Tom Brennan. Rider number 3, Brad Andrews. And rider number 4, William O'Keefe. Okay, so we move on to our neighbours just up the road. So the Lakeside Hammers. Rider number 1, Ben Morley. Rider number 2, Alfred Motel. Rider number 3, Jamie Cousins. And rider number 4, Connor Locke. Okay, so we move on to the USA Dream Team. Rider number 1, Gino Manzares. Rider number 2, Luke Becker. Rider number 3, Brock Nichol. And rider number 4, Dylan Rummel. Okay, so we move on to the Kentside Kings. Rider number 1, Ben Hopwood. Rider number 2, Jackie Thomas. Rider number 3, George Hunter. And rider number 4, Anders Rose. Okay, so I'm sure you'll agree this is an exciting lineup for us this evening. I'm not sure who's going to win, but I'm sure these boys have got a few memories of who might be winning. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for attending here. We hope you enjoy your evening. We'll catch up with the boys throughout the evening and enjoy your time.
Give us a kiss!
Mobile bars.
So here we go then, the riders out for heat number 1 of this transatlantic 4-team challenge. And well, since we were last here, of course, we in the excellent win against Birmingham, the Kent, where they went to Cradley and they went down by 10 points, of course. And well, more than that, it was the 2 serious injuries to Luke Clifton, who's definitely going to be out for the season, and who knows, that could be the end of his career. We hope not, but we wish Luke Clifton all the best. And Luke Bowen as well had a big spill, and he's going to be out for 6 or 7 weeks. Wishes are with those. Heat number 1, Anders Rowe, Gino Manzares, Connor Locke and Tom Brennan out of the start. Manzares has made a brilliant gate off at 2. He leads away from Anders Rowe in 2nd. Tom Brennan is in 3rd, and Connor Locke, recently signed by Lakeside, he is at the back. But it is Gino Manzares who leads away. Close battle for 2nd between Anders Rowe and Tom Brennan, and Anders, well, he's just holding off Tom at the moment. Good action for the minor places. Manzares, well, he's speeding out in front, but all the action is going on for second and third between Rowe and Brennan as they come round to start the final lap then. Manzares has got a very healthy lead indeed. Rowe is in second place. Tom Brennan is back in third. It's going to be Manzares who comes round to take the victory. He wins it. Second place is going to go to Anders Rowe. Third spot to Tom Brennan with Connor Locke at the back. An exciting start to heat number 1 then. And the Americans, the USA Dream Team, well, they start off with 3 points. Kent Sly Kings get 2. The Kent Code Kestrels get 1, and the Lakeside Hammers failed to score in the opening race. So moving on to heat number 2, and the lineup for this one, which sees Luke Becker coming out off gate number 1. He's the current American under-21 champion. He's Luke. Off of gate number 2, it is George Hunter, the recent signing for Kent, coming in to replace the very unfortunate Luke Clifton. George, well, he was with Lakeside at the start of the season, but when they brought Paul Hurry into the side and dispensed with the services of David Mason, he also had to dispense with him as well, unfortunately, but he's been snapped up by Kent for the rest of the year. Nathan Stoneman is off 3, Jamie Cousins off gate number 4. Heat number 2 gets underway, and it is the rider in blue, that is Luke Becker, who's made a good start. There's a couple of fallers there, in fact, as George Hunter and the rider in yellow, Nathan Stoneman, they both came to grief going into that first turn. Chris Gay, the referee in charge here this evening, and he has decided that all 4 will be eligible for the rerun of heat number 2. So here we go then for the rerun of heat number 2. Becker off 1, Hunter off 2, Stoneman off 3, Cousins from the outside. Jamie Cousins, he had a few hours for Kent last year. As the race gets underway into that first turn, it is Luke Becker who's made a good start. George Hunter is in second, a good ride by George. Nathan Stoneman is in third, and Jamie Cousins is at the back. But the USA Dream Team, well, they certainly are looking good in the early heats here as Becker leads the way. There's a fall there, a big fall from the rider in yellow, that is Nathan Stoneman. He has come down, and well, he's trying to get out from underneath his bike, or get the bike out from under the air fence. Well, that was a great effort by Nathan, but unfortunately he just unable to do so. The air fence, it does suck in the bikes, unfortunately, and Nathan, well, he did his very best to get off of the track, but unable to do so. So we just await the referee's decision. Will that be a rerun of heat number 2, or will he award the race? He may in fact award it. We're just waiting for the decision from Derek Barkley, the centre green presenter here, and see the riders just waiting for that decision. And in fact, the race at number 2 has been awarded, so the win, well, it does go to Luke Becker. Second place goes to George Hunter, encouraging start for him. Third place goes to Jamie Cousins, nothing there for the excluded Nathan Stoneman. So the USA Dream Team taking an early 2-point lead after 2 races. Heat 3 up next. So we're ready for heat number 3 then. Very, very impressive start by the Americans here this evening. Heat number 3, we've got Jack Thomas off gate number 1. Can he become the first Kent race winner this evening? Ben Morley is off gate number 2, the all-time Kent scoring king. Off of gate, he represents Lakeside, of course, his new team this year, and he's been getting some big points for the Hammers. Lakeside, we were up at Purfleet yesterday when they defeated the Isle of Wight. Very, very comfortably indeed, 61-29 I believe it was. Ben scoring a paid maximum. And off gate number, Ben's off gate number 2. Gate number 3 sees Dylan Rummel, nickname of Poison, we understand, and Bradley Andrews has been showing some good form of late. He's off 4. Heat number 3 gets underway, pretty even break. into that first turn. Thomas on the inside, Ben Morley on the outside, but it's Jack Thomas that leads the way. Dylan Rummel is in second place, Morley only in third. Bradley Andrews is at the back, but Andrews coming through on the inside of Ben Morley, or does he know? Morley just manages to hold him off at the moment. Good battle for second place between Rummel and Morley, and it's the American who just hold him off at the moment. Jack Thomas meanwhile leads the way. Bradley Andrews has taken a tumble, but the three riders out in front with it. It's pretty close between all three, isn't it? As Thomas leads the way down the back straight from Rummel in second. In third spot it is still Ben Morley. They start the final lap, and it's Jack Thomas who's heading towards victory. Morley, well, he's not giving up, trying to find a way past the American, but it looks as if Jack is going to take the victory. He crosses the line. Second place goes to the rider in blue, that is Dylan Rummel. Third spot to Ben Morley. Exciting action in heat number 3. Bradley Andrews manages to finish the race. So after 3 races, Kent, well, they close to within 1 point of the USA Dream Team. They move on to 7. Jack getting a big round of applause. Super win there for the Kent Side King. The Americans lead on 8, Kent on 7. Lakeside are on 2, and the Kent Co Kestrels remain on 1. So moving on to heat number 4. Of course, after this race, all the riders would have had their opening outing. The lineup, we've got Brock Nicol coming out off gate number 1, son of Doug Nicol, who used to ride over in the UK back in the late 80s, early 90s. Off gate number 2 is Ben Hopwood. Gate number 3 sees William O'Keefe. And from the outside, it is Alfie Botel, who almost got a maximum yesterday afternoon at Lakeside as heat number 4 gets underway. And it's the rider in blue, that is Brock Nichols, made a good start. Ben Hopwood is in second place. Botel is in third. O'Keefe, well, he may find this a bit hot to handle here this evening. He is at the back as held in front. Nicol, it is who leads away. Oh, there's a fall there as the rider in white, that is Alfie Botel, he has come down, and the race, well, it's had to be stopped unfortunately. Alfie, well, he got close to Ben Hopwood, and although he didn't, I don't think there was any contact, he's just bailed out, and so that was unfortunate for him. And we're just waiting to see whether we're going to have a rerun. Indeed, it is going to be a rerun without Alfie Botel. That will be coming up next. So the 3 remaining riders back to the start line then. Can Ben Hopwood make a better start? He is normally a pretty good gaiter, but Brock Nicol, well, he was very quick in that one. Of course, the American, these 4 lads, they will be representing the USA on Saturday at King's Lynn in the World Team Cup event 1. Heat number 4 gets underway, and Hopwood, well, he has made a better start than Nicol this time around, and he leads the way. It is Ben Hopwood who's held in front from Nicol in second place. William O'Keefe is back in third as the riders complete the opening lap then. And Hopwood, well, he's certainly making the most of a second opportunity here. Although Nicol, well, he's not far behind, as you can see. Brock, well, he scored 8 points yesterday in the match at Mildenhall in that 14 tournament. He's tracing Ben Hopwood. William O'Keefe is in third place. It looks like he's going to get a point for the Kent Co Kestrels, but it does look as if Ben Hopwood is going to get 3 points for the Kent Side Kings as they start the final lap. He leads the way then from Nicol in second place. Only 2 or 3 bike lengths between the pair of them, as you can see. Go down the back straight for the final time. This would bring the scores level. In fact, Nicol, well, in fact, it will not, because he's had a fall. And, well, I think he may have had engine failure there. Hopwood takes the victory. William O'Keefe has come through in the second place. And Nicol, oh no, they're going to leave. They're going to leave the bike. They are. Well, he helped him take the bike off there. They should have left him. And he's, well, it's David Bartley saying if you're not helped, you can get a point, but well, I don't think Brock is going to finish. And well, that's no, he's not going to finish the race, unfortunately. So the result, well, it's 3 points to Kent, just or 2 points to the Kent Code Kestrels, and only 2 finishes of heat number 4. So Kent, well, they, instead of being level with the USA Dream Team, they're 2 points in front. So after a bit of a break to give William O'Keefe a chance to get himself ready for heat number 5. He's got 2 rides on the trot. We're ready to go with this one then, with Kent leading by a couple. This one sees Anders Rowe in red, Luke Becker is in blue, Ben Moore is in white, William O'Keefe is in yellow. Heat number 5 gets underway. Becker's made a good start, but Morley's made a better one. But here comes Becker on the inside, he's cut back, and well, there's a fall there, a crashing fall for Ben Morley. Oh my goodness, that does not look good at all. He has come down, and oh crikey, we've seen 1 or 2 crashes there in the past, and well, that is not a good sight to see. Hopefully Ben will be able to get up fairly soon. Yes, very rarely does Ben have a fall, but you can see that he is in fact sitting up, so that is good to see. And the white exclusion light is on, in fact, for Morley, so he's been excluded as being the cause of the stoppage. But well, I think the safety fence done its job pretty well there, and Ben, well, you say he's getting a bit of attention, but hopefully it won't be too long before he's back on his feet. He won't be out in the rerun of this, but so he is sitting up and receiving attention.
Welcome to Lance King.
Well, that's good to see. You can see Ben walking, or he's standing up, and he is okay, and so he won't be out in the rerun. He has been disqualified, but he will be able to take his place in his next outing, as the crowd give him a good round of applause. So very, very popular here is Ben. High speed crash, unfortunately for him, but none the worse for wear. Hopefully his bike is not as well, and we'll be seeing him later in the meeting. So after a 10-minute delay while they repaired the safety fence, we're ready to go with the rerun of heat number 5. No representative for Lakeside, Ben Morley of course, and out of the start, Luke Becker it is. Off of gate number 2, he makes the best start, he leads the way. William O'Keefe, well, he was holding on to second place, but Anders Rowe has got through into second spot now. So as it stands, it could be the USA Dream Team closing to within 1 point of Kent Slide Kings, as Luke Becker leads the way. He looks a very competent rider, doesn't he? He's out in front, got a win in his first ride. Luke, well, he's born in Brentwood, California, as all these USA Dream Team riders are, and he made his debut in the Speedway World Cup last year at the race-off. And he replaced none other than, well, the granddaddy really of the USA Speedways, Greg Hancock, the 4 times and current world champion. And I say, Luke is currently the USA under-21 national champion, and he's done well to make it 2 wins out of 2. Second place goes to Anders Rowe. He's done well from his 2 rides. That's 4 points, from his first 2 outings. Third spot goes to William O'Keefe for the Kent Code Kestrels. So after 5 races, USA move on to 11, Kent Side Kings move on to 12, Kent Code Kestrels move on to 4, and Lakeside, well, it's been a bit of a disaster for them so far. They remain on a couple. Heat number 6, the riders up to tapes pretty quickly. We have got George Hunter, who comes out off of gate number 1, started encouragingly with a second place in his first ride. Gate number 2, that's his Alfie Botel. He took a tumble in his first outing. 1 of 2 Lakeside riders have been disqualified this evening. John Cook, the team manager for Lakeside tonight, changed to the advertised manager in the programme, and also the USA Dream Team. It's not Steve Evans, it is in fact Lance King who's looking after the lads. Of course, he is the national team manager for the Americans. He'll be in charge at King's Inn. Gino Manzares, Bradley Andrews, the other 2 riders into that first turn. It is Hunter that leads the way. There's a tumble there for Gino Manzares, and the race has been stopped by referee Chris Gay. And well, that looked like a classic case of first bend bunching. Just Gino just pulling his bike out from under the air fence, and all 4 riders have been invited back for the rerun. So we've had a few incidents in the early races. Hopefully we can get through all 16 heats tonight. It's only nearly 7:15, so they don't need too many more hold-ups. But Gino, he's been allowed in the restart of heat number 6. So back out for the restart then of heat number 6. So give you the lineup once again. George Hunter off 1, Alfie Botel is off 2, Bradley Andrews is off at 3. It's been showing some good form for Kent this season, to show the last month or so, and Gino Manzares off gate number 4. Won his first ride, the former Ipswich rider. He said his interview with us beforehand, Chris Louis. He was hoping to get a place in the Ipswich team this year, but it never came to anything. And George Hunter leads the way then from Alfie Botel in second. Here comes Manzares. Oh no, there's a big crash as 2 riders have come down. Gino Manzares, well, he was the innocent party in there. He had nowhere to go. He was coming around the outside of Botel and Hunter, but George, well, unfortunately, got some lift coming out of the second bend, and well, both riders seem to be okay. Gino, he's out on the back to his feet. So is George Hunter. That's good to see, and the crowd applauding the riders. That was unfortunate for George Hunter. He made a good start, but just got some unwanted lift. But he will be excluded as being the cause of the stoppage. 3 riders only back for the rerun. So there's 3 remaining riders out then for the rerun of heat number 6, third staging of it. And may well struggle to get all 16 races in now. I think it's 7:25, and we've only had 5 completed races so far. Plenty of incidents. Good racing when the heats are ongoing. What can Manzares do this time up at gate number 4? Didn't make such a good start first time around, or last time around we should say. And out of the start where the red lights are on immediately. We're just saying that we don't need too many more incidents, but there's one. Gino certainly was the cause of the stoppage. We'll be going again with a rerun of another restart of heat number 6. So here we go. 4th time lucky, I think it is. Let's hope it's so. Anyway. So, well, I'm sure you know who the riders are. Botel off 2, Andrews off 3, Manzares from the outside. Out of the start, Andrews has made a good start for Botel. Here's who leads the way. Manzares is back in 3rd, but he's cut back on the inside of Botel and then the inside of Andrews. Terrific riding by Manzares to move through into 1st place. Bradley Andrews is in 2nd, and Alfie Botel is in 3rd, although he's losing control. And is he going to be able to stay on his bike? Yes, he is. The riders, well, they're a bit spaced out now, as Gino Manzares it is, who leads the way from Bradley Andrews in 2nd. Alfie Botel back in 3rd. So it looks as if the USA Dream Team are going to move into a 2-point lead after 6 races, and we are going to finally get to heat number 6 run and finish as Manzares leads out in front. He's going to make it 2 wins out of 2. It's been a hard-fought victory for him, but he comes across the line. He wins race number 6. Hooray, that one's finished with. 2nd place goes to Andrews, 3rd spot to Botel. So after 6 heats,
USA Dream Team, they move on to 14. Kent remain on 12. The Kent Co Kestrels move on to 6, and Lakeside, they move on to 3. In blue for Gino Manzares, and Gino's.
Well, the riders very quickly out for heat number 7, and the lineup. We have got Nathan Stoneman coming out of gate number 1, had that disqualification, of course, in his first ride. Gate number 2 sees Jamie Cousins, he got a point first time out. Gate number 3 sees Brock Nicol, he was excluded first race, and Jack Thomas from the outside, who took a win in his first outing. The rider in blue it is Brock Nicol, who leads the way from Jack Thomas chasing him. Here comes Thomas around the outside. A tremendous move by Jack, and he's got through into first place. He really has stepped up to the plate over the last few weeks for Kent, as he leads the way then from Nicol in second place. Nathan Stoneman is in third, and Jamie Cousins, well, he's tailed off at the back, but it is Jack Thomas who's leading. Scored paid 10 in that 10-point loss at Cradley, or against Cradley at Wolverhampton last week. Nathan Stoneman had a shot, he's just taken a tumble, so there's going to be no points for the Kestrels in this one. And Lakeside Kings, well, they're going to close within just 1 point of the USA Dream Team, and Jack Thomas, he's going to make it 2 without a 2. Tremendous victory for him. Second place goes to Brock Nickel. Third spot goes to Jamie Cousins. A bad night at the office for Nathan Stoneman. Sympathetic applause for him as he crosses the line. So after 7 races, the USA Dream Team, well, they still maintain a lead, but it's only down to 1 point. They're on 16. Lakeside Kings are on 15. The crowd rising to them. The Kent Code Kestrels remain on 6, and Lakeside, well, they move on to 4. That's the result of heat number 7. So the riders out for heat number 8 then. Ben Hopwood, Dylan Rummel, Connor Locke, Tom Brennan. That's the lineup. Heat number 8 is underway. Into that first bend, the rider in white, Ben Hopwood, has made a good start. Tom Brennan has as well. But it is Hopwood who leads down the back straight. Dylan Rummel has got through into second place. Brennan is in third. Connor Locke is at the back as Ben Hopwood. Well, is he going to become the second Kent rider to be unbeaten after his first 2 rides? He leads the way, but Rummel is who's chasing him down. It's very close between the 2 riders. Here comes Rummel, a tremendous move around the outside by Poison, as he's known. He leads the way then from Hopwood in second, Brendan in third, Connor Locke tailed off a bit at the back, but that was a classy move by Dylan. They're on the final lap. Ben Hopwood is going to have to settle for second place, Tom Brennan in third, and nothing for the Lakeside rider. Connor Locke, they come round to take the checker flag then. Rummel, Hopwood, Brennan, Locke. That's the finishing order of heat number 8. And again, well, when we have got the racing going, we've seen some terrific racing here tonight. That was another example of it. Dylan Rummel coming through into first place. So that means that the USA Dream Team at the halfway stage, they have doubled their lead once more to just, well, that's only 2 points, but that has doubled it from 1, of course. They move on to 19. Lakeside Kings are on to 17. Kent Code Kestrels are on to 7. And Lakeside, well, it's been a bit of a nightmare for them. They remain on 4. So we start the second half of this meeting with the Dream Team of the United States of America holding a 2-point lead. The lineup, we've got Dylan Rummel coming out of gate number 1, a fine win in his last ride. He's from the inside gate position. Anders Rowe is off 2. He started off well with 2 solid second places. Gate number 3, Ben Morley took that big tumble, of course, in his last ride. Good to see he's able to take his place in this one. And from the outside is Nathan Stoneman. Off of gate number 4, he's had a disaster so far as Nathan. No points from his 2 outings. Heat number 9 gets underway. Rummel's made a good start, and so has Ben Morley. He's gone with him. Nathan Stoneman is back in third. Anders Rowe is at the back, but Rummel it is who leads the way as they come in to complete the opening lap. Dylan leading the way then from Ben Morley, giving chase in second. Nathan Stoneman is in third. Anders Rowe is at the back. 2 races going on within heat number 9 as Rummel still leads the way. Morley, well, I think he may have thought that Dylan was maybe going to lock up and take a bit of a tumble there, but I think he's trying to take a bit of evasive action. So he's dropped places there as out in front. It is Dylan Rummel who's going to head into the last lap with a very good sized lead. With Anders Rowe at the back, it means that USA Dream Team are going to move 5 points in front. You would really expect them to come out on top, but being the national team basically, as Rummel, he wins heat number 9. Second place goes to Morley. Third spot to Nathan Stoneman, scoring his first point of the meeting. And well, some good action for the first couple of laps, and it does mean that the Dream Team, they now move on to 22. Kent remain on 17. Lakeside move on to 6. That's their best result of the meeting so far, second place. And the Kestrels, well, they move on to 8. So moving on to heat number 10. I don't think we're going to have an interval break. We're going to try and get through to heat 16 as the riders out for heat number 10 then. And the lineup, we have got Tom Brennan off of gate number 1. Brock Nicol comes out off gate number 2. Off of gate number 3 it is Alfie Botel and George Hunter, who although he's only scored a couple of points, he was unlucky in his last ride, getting some lift coming out of the second bend when he was leading. He looked as if he could be quite a good replacement for the unfortunate Luke Clifton as heat number 10 gets underway. Well, that was the commentator's curse, wasn't it? Because Hunter is at the back. It is Brock Nicol who leads the way then from Botel in second place. Brennan is in third, and George Hunter, he brings up the rear. The USA Dream Team, well, they're starting to assert their authority now, out in front as Nicol, it looks like he's going to collect his first win of the meeting. He leads the way from Botel in second place, having his best race of this Transatlantic 4-team challenge. Third spot is Tom Brennan, and George Hunter, well, he's tailed off. He may have had some problems after that spill in his last race. So this is going to be 2 last places in a row for the Kestrels Kings, and it means that with 2 wins in a row for the USA Dream Team, they're going to move into a commanding 8-point lead as Brock Nicol wins his first race of the meeting. Second place goes to Botel, Brennan in third, Hunter just crossing the line at the back. So after 10 races, the USA Dream Team, they move on to 25. Kent remain on 17. The Kent Code Kestrels move on to 9. And the Lakeside Hammers, well, they are getting slightly better. They now move on to 8. So moving on to heat number 11. The lineup for this one, Gino Manzares, unbeaten after his first 2 rides. He comes out off of gate number 1. Gate number 2 sees Jamie Cousins. He's had a couple of third places so far. He represents Lakeside. Gate number 3 for the Kentside Kings, Jack Thomas, who's been superb. He's had 2 wins out of 2. And from the outside, William O'Keefe, who has scored 3 points from his first 2 rides. So, USA Dream Team, 8-point lead at the moment. Can Kent reduce it in this one? It looks like they can. That was a very fast start by Jack Thomas, but it was certainly a legitimate one. He leads the way from Manzares in second place. O'Keefe is in third. Jamie Cousins is at the back, but out in front it is Jack Thomas who leads the way. Not known as a great starter, but that was a cracking gate in heat number 11. He leads the way from Manzares. Could Gino suffer his first defeat of the meeting? He's in second place. In third spot it is William O'Keefe doing well to hold off Jamie Cousins, but the main action going on out in front, and it is still Jack Thomas who leads as they come round to start the final lap then. Manzares in second place. O'Keefe still holding off Cousins for the solitary point, but it's going to be Jack Thomas who's going to come round and win heat number 11. The crowd delighted with that one. Second place goes to Manzares. Third spot goes to O'Keefe. That was a good point there for William. He's scoring well here tonight. Jamie Cousins, nothing for him at the back. So Kent, well, they do reduce the gap by a point. Probably not going to be enough in the great scheme of things, but they're putting on a good performance here this evening. As the Kentside Kings, they move on to 20. USA Dream Team are on to 27. Lakeside remain on 8, and the Kent Code Kestrels, they move on to 10. Jack Thomas, 3 rides, 3 wins. So the 12th race, and we do understand we are going to have a short interval after this, it's only 10 to 8, so should be able to get the last few races in, last 4 heats. The lineup, Bradley Andrews is off gate number 1. Gate number 2 sees Luke Becker, unbeaten for his first 2 rides. Gate number 3, that sees Connor Locke, hasn't scored so far. And from the outside, Ben Hopwood, who's had a win and a second place. Bradley Andrews, he's had a last and a second so far. So the USA Dream Team are leading on 27, Slide Kings on 20, the Kent Code Kestrels on 10, and the Lakeside Hammer's been a night to forget really for them. They are on 8. Heat number 12. Out of the start, and it is Bradley Andrews who's made a good gate from the inside. He leads the way. Watch for Ben Hopwood. He's got round the outside into first place in thrilling fashion. It is Hopwood who leads the way then from in second place. Luke Becker. Bradley Andrews is in third, and Connor Locke is at the back. So Kent, the Kent Slide Kings, they could close to within 6 points with 4 heats remaining, so it's certainly doable as Hopwood leads the way. But Luke Becker, unbeaten, he's closing in down the back straight. 2 races going on in heat number 12. The main one out in front is Hopwood from Becker. Here comes Luke on the inside, but Ben, well, he's holding him off. They're on the final lap. The crowd are urging on Hopwood. Can he keep Luke Becker behind him? It's very tight between the 2 riders. The checkered flag is out. Ben Hopwood on the outside, Luke Becker on the inside. It's going to be a race to the line, and Hopwood wins it. Second place goes to Luke Becker. Third spot to Bradley Andrews, just ahead of the rider in white. That is Connor Locke. Exciting race in heat number 12. That was a cracking heat of Speedway, and it's Ben Hopwood who takes the win. He holds on by half a bike length. A super ride by Ben. The crowd absolutely delighted with that, and so they should be. And that does mean that Kent, well, they do close into within just 6 points of the USA Dream Team after 12 races. Kent move on to 23, the USA Dream Team on to 29, the Kent Code Kestrels on to 11, and Lakeside remain on 8. So after that 10 minutes break, we're ready to go with heat number 13, and the lineup. We have got William O'Keefe off gate number 1, has scored in each of his outings so far. Young William, he's off the inside gate position representing the Kent Code Kestrels. Gate number 2 sees Dylan Rummel, solid 8 points for him so far. Gate number 3 sees George Hunter, who scored 2 points, and from the outside it is Connor Locke, who so far has not troubled the scorers. Let's see what he can do in his final outing. He's got the tassels on his Kevlar a la Joe Screen. Remember the great Screen machine? What a fantastic rider he was. Heat number 13 gets underway. Fantastic start there by Rummel. He leads the way. The rider in white, George Hunter, has taken a tumble, but he is going to continue. And well, that's good to see that he is still racing as they come round and complete the opening lap. Then it is Dylan Rummel who leads away from Connor Locke in second. He looks like he's going to score his first points of the meeting in his final ride. O'Keefe is going to get another point in third, but out in front it is Rummel who leads the way. This will be his third race win in a row, and with George Hunter not looking like as if he's going to score any points, this will wrap up the match for the USA Dream Team. This will put them 9 points in front. In fact, of course, they will need something in there in the next outing, of course, just to make sure, even if Kent win each of their last 3 rides. There's a fine win by Rummel. Second place goes to Locke. Third spot to O'Keefe. That's the finishing order of heat number 13. George Hunter taking a tumble on that first bend, but doing well to continue. Just getting a round of applause as he crosses the line. So Kent, they remain on 23. The USA Dream Team move on to 32. Lakeside move on to 10, and the Kent Code Kestrels, they move on to 12. So we move on to heat number 14 then, and this one, well, it sees Andrews Rowe coming out off of gate number 1. Gate number 2 sees Bradley Andrews. Jamie Cousins is off of gate number 3, and from the outside it is Brock Nichol, who has got better with each of his rides. He had a disqualification in his first, of course, when he had that tumble and failed to finish the race on the final bend, and then he had a second and he had a win in his last outing. He's going to have to see if he can make the start from the outside. So just a point will do it for the USA Dream Team. Kent need to win each of their last 3 races, and the Dream Team need to fail to score from their last 3 for it to be a draw. Highly unlikely, but it's possible. Heat number 14. Race gets underway. Andrews has made a good start from gate number 2. The Kiwi has been making some good gates of late. He's out in front, but Nickel just had the speed around the outside, and he moves through into first spot. Andrews is in second. In third place it is Rowe, with Cousins bringing up the rear. This will do it for the USA Dream Team then, as the rider in blue, that is Brock Nickel, leads the way. Bradley Andrews, well, he made a good start, but he couldn't hold off the slightly faster Nickel, who's stretching that lead out in front. They come around to start the final lap. Andrews in second, Rowe in third. Of course, they normally reserves for Kent at 6 and 7, with Jamie Cousins bringing up the rear. So that's going to be it, as the US of A win this Transatlantic 4-team challenge. Congratulations to them. They really have shone here tonight. Second place goes to Bradley Andrews. Third place for Anders Rowe. Nothing there for Jamie Cousins at the back. So after 14 races, USA move on to 35. Kent are on to 24. The that's the Slide Kings, of course. The Kent Code Kestrels are on to 14, and at Lakeside they remain on 10. So here we go then, the penultimate race, and it does look as if we are going to get the 16 heats in. We've seen some good action tonight, as we often do here at Central Park. Of course, the lineup, we've got Alfie Botel off of gate 1. Jack Thomas, the only unbeaten rider still here this evening. He's off at gate number 2. He's been very, very impressive. Gate number 3 sees Tom Brennan, and from the outside it is Luke Becker, who's just dropped the 1 point. That was to Ben Hopwood in race number 12. Can he lower the colours of Jack Thomas, who has been most impressive this evening? We'll find out in the next 60 seconds or so. Just waiting for Botel to come up to the start line. So here we go. Heat number 15. It's underway, and into that first bend, so is Jack Thomas, although here comes Luke Becker. He's cut back on the inside, but here comes Jack around the outside, and he's taken up the lead. Exciting action on the opening lap of heat number 15 then. It is Thomas who's out in front from Becker in second place. Alfie Botel, he's lost third to Tom Brennan. Good battle going on for third place, good battle going on out in front, as Brooke Nichols come down, and 2 riders in fact have come down. The riders in yellow and white there, Alfie Botel and Tom Brennan, have both bit the dust. We was watching the action on the for the first and second between Thomas and Becker. Didn't quite get that incident involving Tom Brennan and Alfie Botel, but it is a tumble there for the rider. I think it was a rider in white. I think it's Alfie Botel, or in fact no, completely wrong. Tom Brennan is the cause of the stoppage. He has been disqualified, so the Kent Code Kestrel will not be out in the rerun of heat number, well in fact there may not be a rerun of heat number 15. We will await the decision, and in fact we are going to have a rerun, 3 riders only. That would be great, because we can see Thomas and Becker doing battle once again, with Alfie Botel in the mixture as well. So 3 remaining riders out for the rerun of heat number 15. Now can Jack get what would be a brilliant maximum here this evening against a very strong USA Dream Team, beating the Gino Manzares, he's beaten Brock Nickel, and he's beaten Dylan Rummel as well. Can he defeat Luke Becker as the rerun gets underway? That first turn, and as often happens, he has not made a good start. It is Becker who leads the way from Botel in second place. In third spot it is Jack Thomas. So it looks as if he's what would be a dream for Jack, a maximum against the dream team, is not going to come to fruition. He's back in third place as they come in a complete lap. Number 2, Botel, is in second place at the moment. Thomas trying to find a way past. Meanwhile, out in front, Luke Becker is stretching that lead. He's going to take what would be his third win of the meeting as they come round to start the final lap then, and it is Becker who's way out in front from Alfie Botel in second. Third spot it is Jack Thomas. Becker crosses the line, second place goes to Botel, third spot to Thomas, and well, just look how far Luke was in front. Very easy victory indeed for him in heat number 15, and well, that was a shame. Jack Thomas was leading when the race was stopped, but couldn't quite do it in the rerun. Dream Team move on to 38, Kent on to 25, Lakeside on to 12, Kent Code Kestrels remain on 14. So the final race, and this one is in memory of Andy Ray, the much missed member of the track staff here, and so the riders out for the final race. We've only got 3 riders. We've got no Nathan Stoneman. It's been a bit of a it's been a poor meeting for Nathan, and he's understandably perhaps had enough here this evening. So no representative for the Kent Code Kestrels. They finish on 14 points. Could Lakeside possibly overtake them? There is a chance they could, because Ben Morley comes out in this final race. He's only scored 3 points so far as Ben, but more than capable of winning heat number 16. So Ben Hopwood off 1, no rider off gate number 2, Gino Manzares off gate number 3, and Ben Morley off gate number 4. So a cracking heat in prospect to finish with, albeit with these 3 riders. Oh, in fact, it's a bike problem for Nathan Stoneman. We've just been told by Derek Barkley, the centre green and the presenter here. Final race then gets underway, and it is the 2 Bens who are in first, and second it is Morley who leads away from Hopwood. Manzares cutting back on the inside of Hopwood, and he's got through into second place, and now he's chasing down Ben Morley as they complete the opening lap then. It is Ben Morley who leads from Gino Manzares in second. Here comes Manzares on the inside of Morley. Look how tight it is between those 2 riders. Hopwood is back in third. Cracking action to finish with as Morley leads the way. 2 laps down, 2 to go, and is he going to become the first Lakeside race winner in the final heat? And it would see the Hammers move into third place ahead of the Kent Code Kestrels if he can stay out in front, but he's under immense pressure from Manzares as they go down or come out the second bend on the final lap, and it's still Ben Morley, the all-time top scorer for the Kent Kings, who leads the way, racing for Lakeside this evening. He's going to come round and wins heat number 16. Cracking race win for him. Second place goes to Manzares. Certainly played his part in that heat. Third spot goes to Ben Hopwood, who was in a good scoring position, was in second place and then passed by Manzares on the second lap. And but it was Morley who takes the win then. So the final scores here this evening in this Transatlantic 4-team challenge. It sees the dream team of the US of A. They finish on 40 points. They hit the 40-point mark. Kent finishing second on 26. Lakeside just nick third place on 15, with the Kent Code Kestrels in fourth place on 14. And well, the only thing left to remain is the presentation of I don't know if there is a trophy up for grabs here this evening, but we do know that I'm sure the USA Dream Team will be out on the Victory Parade vehicle. That will be up next. Well, there are the USA Dream Team, and well, I think that's probably Lance King as well. They're the team manager. I haven't seen him in a little while, but I think that probably is him. And just talking to his young chargers, we'll give you the team, the final scores, starting with we'll go from fourth to first for the Kent Code Kestrels. They finished on 14. Nathan Stoneman had a nightmare meeting, just a point from his 3 rides and come out for his last outing. Tom Brennan 3, Bradley Andrews 5. William O'Keefe scored well. He scored 5. Lakeside who finished in third with 15. Ben Morley, the race winner in the final race, gave them 6. He gave him 6 points. And Lakeside third place overall. Alfie Botel 5. Jamie Cousins a couple. Connor Locke a couple. For the Kent Slide Kings, Ben Hopwood, he rode well for his 9 points. Jack Thomas superb for his 10. Could have been a maximum, of course, if the race hadn't been stopped in heat number 15 when Tom Brennan was excluded. George Hunter started well but then had 3 zeros. He finished with 2 from his 4 rides, and Anders Rowe chipped in with 5. And finally for the USA Dream Team, who came out on top by 14 points, Gino Manzares, an excellent 10 points at 2 wins and then 2 second places. Luke Becker, he only suffered the 1 defeat. That was by Ben Hopwood in his third ride. He finished with 11. Brock Nicol finished with 8, including 2 victories to end off with. And Dylan Rummel, who was beaten by Jack Thomas in his first ride, but then finished with 3 wins. He also scored 11. So here come the Dream Team of the United States of America. And we're going to have the presentation. Let's join Carl for it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, your winning team, the American Dream Team! Okay, just while we've got the boys, let's have a quick chat. Starting number 1, Gino. First time here, what's your first impressions?
Needs some dirt, but it's pretty good, good smooth track. Just a little bit more, maybe rip up the starts, and hey, it's a racetrack. It's cool.
Well, if that's how you ride with no dirt, then I don't think we should give you any.
No, give us some dirt, please.
Okay, moving on to number 4, Dylan. 11 points. I don't think that's a bad night, is it?
No, it wasn't a bad night at all. I felt good. I felt quick. So, you know, we put together a solid night.
Looking forward to the weekend?
Oh yeah, World Cup's coming up quick. So we're just, you know, we're here testing and trying to get used to these tracks. And you know, I'm kind of hoping that Kingsland isn't as slick as this, but it was a fun, solid racetrack.
I can assure you, Kingsland is not this. Okay, so moving on to Brock. I know you've probably done a few laps around a few certain tracks, but you've never been here, I believe.
Yeah, first time here. Just getting as much laps in as possible, just getting comfortable on the bikes, being with the team, and just getting ready for Saturday. So today didn't go the best, but we came out with a win. It wasn't the best for me, but just learning and from my mistakes, and thanks to Lance for giving us little pointers here and there, and just getting ready for Saturday.
Well, as I say, to finish on 8 points, which is just below double figures, I don't think that's too bad a night from where I'm standing.
Yeah, it's all right, but there's always room for improvement, so we'll get it next time.
8 points at the weekend would be good, I reckon, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That'd be awesome. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, so moving on to Luke, the smallest man in the team, but certainly one of the quickest, I believe, where I'm standing. So again, first impressions of the track for this evening?
Oh no, it was a good track. I liked it. It's all getting ready for this World Cup and training, and everyone's getting better and faster, and we're feeling good. So let's keep it rolling.
I was saying, like I was saying to the boys, Kingsland, I don't know if you've ever done any laps there, but it's certainly different to here.
Yeah, I never done any laps yet, but really looking forward to it and getting the experience and just mostly the exposure. And yeah, we're going to go with it, and hopefully things turn out good.
Well, I say, enjoy your time. And let's just catch this round while we've got it. So, what do you think of the team this evening? I think the boys did all right.
Yeah, they're coming together, aren't they? Yeah, I'm very excited. You know what, it was slick, but it's great because there's a lot of them that haven't been over here before, and the more conditions that we can expose them to, just makes them a better rider.
Well, as I say, especially coming from the slick to then, say, Kingsland, I'm sure you might have had a little lap round of yourself at some point, but there's definitely some dirt out there, so leg back and hang on and enjoy the ride, I believe.
Yeah, you know, the thing that impresses me about these kids is their will to win, and you saw how much heart they had out there. Even though it was slick, they were putting it all on the line. And as you know, Kingsland's a great racetrack, and you don't really have to make the starts, even though at that level it's important. So I just know that if they don't make the starts, they got a hell of a chance.
Awesome, ladies and gentlemen, let's give these boys a round of applause. The Americans! Okay, so the Yanks. Okay, just moving on, we've got a rider this evening for the rider of the night. So if we could just introduce these lovely people over. Okay, I speak to this man every week, so he can speak on the mic this week. So, who have we got for Rider of the Night?
Ben Hopwood.
Any reason why?
Just me personally.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rider of the Night, Mr. Ben Hopwood! Chris, just spoiling the photo. Okay, so from us here, we wish you all a safe journey home. We're going to do a last little lap with these boys and safe journeys, everybody. Thank you for coming. You're winning team.
Well done to Carl there for the end of meeting presentations. Well done to the USA Dream Team. Wish them all the best on Saturday in the event 1 of the World Team Cup. And just about wraps it up from Central Park this evening then. So until next time, it's goodbye from ReRun Productions and goodbye from Central Park.